this is not right. I tell you where they were. They were celebrating their men when they were sent down. You've got an issue with Islam, and it's a very prevalent issue as well. That's not really being addressed, and that's that 3% of the 6.5%. So you've got 100% of Muslims in the UK, but 3% of them are radical. They're Islamists. They are here to damage the UK. They're here to do as much damage as they can, and that is a big problem. And we're not screening them when they come in, of course, because our borders are open, and that's the problem I think we've got. And what they will say to us is, well, we see your women as oppressed, because we can say, well, Afghan women, not that we care because it's Afghanistan or it's Iraq, it's not our business, you know what I'm saying? We can say, well, of course it was our business, but it's not now. We can say, well, we went to war in Afghanistan so women could wear miniskirts. That was the thinking, not that I was thinking that. It was because of Osama bin Laden, wasn't it? But, people will use that analogy. And what some in Islam will say is, well, we think your women are oppressed because you allow your women to go out uncovered, and it's, you make them work. We don't make our women work, you know what I mean? And so there is a definite conversation to be had. What I'm saying is Islam isn't compatible with the West. And that fundamentally is where I stand with it. I just don't want it in the UK. I don't want it in any form in the UK. I mean, if we're going to have it in the UK, let's have it manageable. If we're going to talk about Islam, we can. But, I think when it comes down to community, they have, I think, a pretty solid community. Although if you want to talk about Islam and the community, and when it comes to young white girls, well, we can talk about that as well, because I didn't see anyone in the Pakistani community calling that out. 10% of all Pakistani Muslim men in Telford were convicted of white girls. So where's the women marching down the streets for that? Where are the Pakistani Muslim women saying, this is not right? I tell you where they were. They were celebrating their men when they were sent down. They were saying, love you, daddy, when he got sent down. So they obviously knew about it. So when we talk about community cohesion, it's not always a good thing necessarily. And I think that needs to be addressed as well.